TGR.
Hey guys, it's your boy Onix. Ka-chow. I guess, is my thing now. And on the other side of the screen, maybe this way or this way, I forget.
It's Rudy! And that's my thing, I guess.
Yeah, it will always be your thing. I don't know why Ka-chow is my thing. I'm not friggin' Lightning McQueen.
Oh, man.
Anyway, guys, it is Sunday morning for us, so happy weekend for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing something pretty special today.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, Nintendo is not doing a direct. So we are looking back to look forward. And we're going to look back at one of the best conferences that Nintendo has ever had, in my opinion. Rudy has actually never seen this conference, and this is considered legendary by many. So I'm looking forward to seeing his reaction, and I'm sure you guys would enjoy if you actually watched this back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't, sit down and enjoy. Let's look at a Nintendo that was really into the competition, that was really into innovating. You know, not that they're not doing so now, but it was a very different era for Nintendo. So if you've never seen this, enjoy it, because this is pretty cool.
Now, I do have to voice one thing. When this came out, I had completely and totally hopped off the Nintendo train. This is like when I was being a hardcore gamer, quote unquote, and doing all the Call of Duties and all that other stuff. So here we are.
That's funny. Yeah, 2004, man. They were like right in the middle of the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
The Game Boy Advance was nearing its the end of its lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Resident Evil 4 hadn't even come out yet. Like this was a very unique era in Nintendo's history. So it'll be fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
So screw it, man. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Let's get into it, man.
Oh my God, lives worth living. What is that?
That should be Baten Kaitos.
Oh, worlds worth exploring. Oh, dude. Metroid. I literally have the game on my desk. Wars worth waging. What is that? Weapons worth firing.
Robo something or the other.
Partners worth saving. Partners worth training. Oh, there we go. RE4. Guns worth loading. Is that Killer 7?
I think so.
Oh, man. Game Boy Advance games. There we go. F-Zero. Treasures worth stealing. Oh, 1,000-Year Door.
Mm-hmm.
Rockets worth launching. Is that Star Fox? Oh, man. Games worth playing. There we go. EA. Dang. Oh, my God. You can hear the hype.
Heck yeah.
My name is Reggie. I'm about kicking ass. I'm about taking names. And we're about making games.
What a way to start his career, man.
That's literally...
That's Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Yep.
And it just starts, boom, just like that.
Echoes was such a good game.
The whole light and dark system was really cool.
Yeah.
Very tropey in Nintendo's ways, that they have like a light world and dark world.
Yeah.
But I dig it, man. The whole ammunition system was really, really much needed.
Dark Samus, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't worry about the audio sounding really low and stuff. This was recorded like in a weird way.
Oh, yeah?
So the audio mixing is not very good.
I mean, it's 2004.
Yeah.
Like, there's only so much that you can do in regards to this.
And this was the 10th anniversary of E3, actually.
Really? Dang.
Yeah. What a great way to start the show, though. Metroid Prime 2 Echoes.
Seriously. Because, like, I mean, we can all agree that Metroid Prime 1 was
Incredible.
amazing. Like, even in today's standards, like, it still holds up, man. The controls are a little odd in comparison to other FPS games, but
They work well.
yeah,
Like, once you get used to it, it's fine.
exactly.
Man,
Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And look at Reggie.
man.
Look how smug he is. I love it.
Yeah.
We like games with big stars and big explosions.
Boom. Big stars, big explosion. Next game. Oh my god. Star Fox. There we go.
Star Fox Adventures, right?
I believe so. I never played it.
This game was great.
The last Star Fox that I played was literally the original one.
You never played 64?
I never had a 64.
Oh, man. But, like, it was on 3DS and the virtual console.
That is true. That is true.
Oh, no, this isn't Adventures. This is Commando, I think.
I never played it, so
Back with vengeance. Yeah, this one was pretty divisive because it had like on-foot sections that people didn't really like at the end.
yeah. And it's funny though because like, as far as I know, because I've never played any of them, the other Star Foxes still had foot missions, right?
No, they were all on vehicles.
Oh, okay, all right.
And we like games so scary, they keep you up at night.
Resident Evil 4.
Oh, Eureka? This is such a good reveal.
Yep. Did they like
Yeah, I know
not
what happened with the music.
Yeah, did they not record the audio in this?
I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was like a licensed song or something.
Oh, yeah, I could see that. As a fellow YouTuber, I understand copyrighted music is kind of a pain in the butt. But
just look at this, man. This is the first time we see this gameplay.
yeah.
Because prior to this, all we had seen was what they call the Hookman demo, which was totally different because Resident Evil 4 went through a few different revisions. And this is the first time we saw all this, and it was just like, whoa, what the hell? The ganados.
Oh my god, yeah. I remember like playing through it and like listening to like everything that they were saying. I was like, oh, I understand.
Spanish, right? Yeah. We're back, baby.
Yeah, I guess we're back.
Like
Boom.
watching this on my little like 20-inch like SD 4x3 TV was like mind blowing.
Oh yeah.
Resident Evil 4.
Oh man.
It is game time. It's a new day. A new day for me and a new day for Nintendo. So let's get a couple things straight right off the bat. Part of my job is finding a way for you, the game experts, to have fun.
I love it, man.
At the same time, I understand if you're among the terminally hip, Nintendo isn't your only choice for gaming.
Oh.
But
They were
maybe
so
what
weird.
you've already seen helps you understand that we're serious about expanding what we do. We also understand that we're not going to run our company just for hardcore gamers. There are gamers out there who aren't as knowledgeable as you, gamers who aren't your age, gamers who don't have your tastes, gamers who live for Mario and Yoshi and Pokemon. It's my job,
Yeah.
it's Nintendo's job to make sure we satisfy all the gamers and to do it better than our competition.
Ooh.
We know that this is
What a
your
different
third
Nintendo.
stop
I know, right?
on the press tour over the last 24 hours. We know what you've seen and heard, so let me draw a comparison. One of our competitors is a manufacturer in Japan who wants to capture every one of your entertainment dollars, transporting all your content between all your electronics devices on their memory sticks. We're not that company.
Oh my God, I love that.
And there's another company out there who doesn't care what you do as long as you do it on their operating system.
Throwing bones, man.
Wow.
We're not that company either. Over the years, I know you've heard a lot of Nintendo people say, we're all about the game. Well, guess what? We are. Whether you're talking about Donkey Kong or Tetris, Madden or Mario, Metal Gear or Resident Evil, he with the best games wins. Always been that way, always will.
Oh my God, I love it.
As this company moves forward, you're going to see more Nintendo games and different Nintendo games, and most importantly, new ways for you to relate to your games. But let me tell you one other thing. This is not a promise for what we're going to do sometime in the future. It's what we're doing right now. And if you don't realize that, listen closely. While others are talking, Nintendo is acting.
Oof.
Let me
Dang.
ask you a question.
Yeah, Reggie came on hard,
What
man.
company right now is driving category sales? If you said someone other than Nintendo, you're wrong. We have momentum, have had it since late last year. And if you don't feel it yet, you will. I'll promise you that.
Oof. Dang,
Now,
dude.
I'd like you to welcome a guy who's been essential in building that momentum, George Harrison.
This was like console war, baby. Like,
Seriously, man.
there's a reason why it was so prevalent back then. Oh my God. Everybody
Yeah.
in the club getting tipsy.
Reggie mentioned what's going on in the market right now, so let's take a look. This graph shows the industry sales, excluding Nintendo, over the last 2 quarters, compared with the previous period. Now, you don't need an MBA to realize that this really isn't a pretty picture. A full half year of negative growth. Now, let's look at what Nintendo's done in the same time periods. In the last 3 months of last
Graphs,
year,
baby.
up a whopping 21%.
My, how much has changed.
And in the first quarter of
Oh,
this
my
year,
cat says hello.
despite the fact that we're competing with our own success,
Hi, Junior.
last year launching Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Zelda Wind Waker, and even
Wind
Game Boy
Waker.
Advance SP, we're up another 7%. So without Nintendo,
Wind Waker,
there
baby.
would be no growth.
Wind Waker's Bay.
On the console side, we see plenty of business yet to be done in this generation. And unlike one of our competitors, who appears anxious for this generation to end, we're intent on fully playing out our hand. It's how we've always played the game because it works. Right now, industry growth is being delivered by Nintendo, only by Nintendo. And that's because we're focused on the here and now. Here's the up-to-date scorecard on the console business. Over the last year, Sony has sold through about 6 million machines. That's a decline of about 28% from the year before.
Dude, they literally called them out by
Microsoft
fucking
moved
name
about
on their
3.3
conference.
million machines. I'm sorry, 3.2 million machines, essentially flat with the previous year. During that
That's
same
ballsy,
period,
man.
Nintendo sold through over 3.3 million units of GameCube, a jump of 41%. And yes, that is good for second place. So when you run the software equation, you get a very similar answer. Nintendo GameCube is more than holding its own. So far in 2004, we've sold more games per system than Microsoft, and we're closing in on Sony. Now, overall, the three systems combined have sold about 38 million units in this generation. And we believe that the potential for this generation is more than 55 million units. That means there are almost 20 million units still to be sold.
Dude, the PS2
You have
sold
to
how
ask
many?
yourself,
120 million units?
Yeah.
Well,
Ridiculous.
this is the fourth system that Nintendo has introduced and managed to the back half of a console cycle. And we've learned that success here always relies on the same three things. First, we've all burned through the hardcore early adopters, the gamers who want the most extreme challenges. They want them to occupy them for weeks or days at a time. But the late adopters want something else. They want pure entertainment. Entertainment that's easy to get into, and often just for a quick burst of time. And second, they want familiarity. They want names and characters from past generations that they're comfortable with.
God, this makes me so
finally,
nostalgic, man.
And most importantly,
This
they
era
want
was so
value.
fucking good.
F-Zero
They're hunting for bargains.
The player's
Major
choice,
play
man.
for minor pay. Now, any of these three factors can win the market share in the back half of a console cycle. But if you've got all three going for you, this is what you get. We dropped the Nintendo GameCube price in late September.
$100
$99,
for a brand new
dude.
GameCube.
Sales were up 50%
Jesus.
over the same period in the previous year. After 60 days, they were up 58%. And counting through the holidays, even though we had already begun to run out of inventory, we sold more than 73% more GameCubes than we did in the prior year. Now, this chart does two things. First, it shows you why Nintendo is driving growth for the industry. And at the same time, it sets the bar for sales performance from our console competitors. Can those competitors grow 73% in their first 90 days after a price drop? Well, we'll see.
We'll see. I
More
love
importantly,
it.
though, we suspect it will be quite some time until someone can match our $99 price point. The value
I remember that. That was a big deal.
in a
Yeah,
value-conscious market clearly remains with Nintendo.
I miss those price drops.
Me
Don't have
too.
them
We're
anymore.
fully deploying the familiar franchises that are so popular with the mass market. At the top of our briefing, we showed you three games designed to move the souls of even the most veteran gamer. And we're intent on expanding the GameCube's appeal. But we're not going to do it by ignoring the casual players who are just in it for a little bit of fun. On the show floor tomorrow, you'll see our market movers in action. A new Donkey Kong adventure, a new Pikmin,
Donkey Kong Jungle
a
Beat,
move for
Pikmin
Advance
2.
Wars to GameCube, and Mario making 2 appearances in Mario Party 6 and in Paper Mario.
Paper Mario 2.
all,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Nintendo's
it didn't have a
GameCube
subtitle
library will
yet.
go to more than 400 games this year.
I miss that
Common
stupid ass
factor among all
GameCube,
of them
man.
is
Look at that
fun.
thing with the friggin' lunchbox handle.
Well, when you come over, you can
Now,
play.
I know, we
games
need to play.
aren't just limited to the GameCube. Now, as you're all aware, Pokemon has again taken the market by storm in Japan.
Oh my god.
with the
I
new Fire
so
Red
remember that.
and Leaf Green editions.
Those were new. Like,
They sold
that was
through
new
nearly
shit.
2.5
The
million
first
copies
remakes
in
of
less
Gen
than
1.
15 weeks.
God, Pokemon has always sold
But
well.
there's a brand new kind
Yeah.
of appeal here, too. The ability to trade your Pokemon with your friends using the Game Boy Advance wireless adapter.
Wireless,
This opens
baby.
up whole new horizons for the creators.
And it's
In fact,
included.
You'll soon be seeing and playing wirelessly with more than a dozen titles. It's great software and innovation.
wish I
like
had
That
an
was a
this
SP.
great little
that have
machine.
pushed every competitor
I had one.
out of the
I did not.
I don't know where it is.
Out of the portable game space. And 9 serious competitors have made a run at Game Boy in the past 15 years. But 9 have failed.
That's true. That's true,
The
man.
Game Boy doesn't just lead the handheld gaming market, it owns it. The Game Boy franchise this year
true, dude.
is also making a significant revolution because
I love
of
how
this
cocky they are, though.
Game Boy Advance Video.
I wouldn't say cocky, I'd say confident.
No new hardware. or
Because remember, back
accessories
then,
needed
they
to
were
play back
shitting on them,
pre-recorded
like,
material from these small video
Everybody was saying
packs.
Nintendo was gonna lose.
The
They were
first
out of
titles
like
will
sync.
include multiple episodes of Pokemon
Also, this
and
shit.
others in one pack. Well, will it sell? Initial orders are already over 2 million units. You can look forward to soon the
I never
material
bought
will
one of those.
decidedly
Neither did I.
over-appeal, and will have significantly larger memory capacity to allow even more video playback. Well, wireless connection, video playback really widen Game Boy's appeal. But in an important sense, that appeal is already expanding. It may surprise you to learn that 1/3 of all Game Boy Advance SP users are over the age of 18. And our classic NES line coming in June will bump the age appeal even
Oh,
higher.
my brother had that.
I did
He literally
not.
had that
The new
SP.
limited edition
That looks
classic
so
NES
freaking cool,
hardware
though.
It was
and
so
8
nice,
classic
man.
games for $19.99 are sure to be a hit with gamers over the age of
I wonder if he still
25.
has it. I think it's like a classic, man.
Yeah, dude.
Now let me take a moment to talk about the newest competitor in the handheld game. There is no doubt in our minds that the PSP will have some initial appeal for exactly the demographic in this audience today. But in this election year, let me put it this way.
That's right.
By the time the PSP gets on the ballot next spring, more than 25 million Americans will have already voted.
My cat's
for Game
already
Boy
pushing
Advance.
buttons, man.
Yeah, I heard something.
Now, if you're asking whether PSP can catch Game Boy Advance, maybe we should first ask, can the PS2 catch Game Boy Advance? Since its launch in June of 2001,
Wow.
Game Boy Advance has sold more units
Wow.
than PlayStation 2.
That is
America.
crazy.
That is, man. I don't know if it held, because again, PS2 became the
The
best-selling
king.
For that
console
Well,
ever.
yeah,
But
Since
yeah.
its launch, the SP all
Wonder
by
when it
itself
surpassed
has
it.
done exactly the same thing. So we sit today with a roughly 100% market share of the handheld market.
yeah,
Will that decline? Well, it certainly can't go up. But that loyal base of 25 million Game Boy Advance owners is just the first of the many mountains that Sony has to climb. Game Boy Advance SP is built to be tossed in the backpack, carried in the briefcase, or even dropped in an airline terminal. With no internal drive, it stands up to a lot of abuse.
that thing was
And when
really
it
durable,
turns
man.
on,
Yeah, man.
it lasts. The lack of a moving media also means that the gameplay powers on. We expect our battery life to significantly outpace Sony's. So we think that's enough to be a deal breaker for really true game players. Now, finally, those of you who've been around our industry for a while realize that Game Boy, at heart, really is a platform like any other, built on the back of exclusive, must-have titles. Game Boy never would have built its initial audience without the appeal of Tetris and Super Mario
Right.
Land.
Yep. Oh,
Never
Super
would have
Mario Land.
leapfrogged into the sales stratosphere without Pokemon. These are
Yeah,
games that launched
Pokemon really
only on
was
Game Boy.
the big one.
Sony, just
And
like
Tetris.
Nokia
Oh, yeah.
and others, have to find a killer application before they can truly appeal to the mass market. So bottom line, Game Boy set an all-time record last year. We sold through more systems than any other year in our history. And now, with the wireless play and the video playback, suddenly that appeal is that much greater. In the end, though, it's still about the games. And this year, you'll see Donkey Kong Country 2, F-Zero 2, The Legend of
The
Zelda,
Minish Cap.
Mario Advance,
Minish
Mario
Cap was
Party,
good.
and Mario Pinball, all coming to Game Boy Advance.
That is awesome.
Together, there's a heavenly array of hits for both Game Boy Advance and Nintendo GameCube. The stars truly are coming out.
Paper Mario 2. That's clearly 1,000-Year Door.
Oh yeah,
And there's the music.
yeah.
The owner of
Like
this
a
video
Pikmin
clearly wanted to monetize it. That's okay.
And you know what's funny? I actually looked at all of the ones on YouTube.
Yeah.
Every single one, they all get silenced. So I don't know if it was an issue like with the original content when it was recorded or what, but every single one.
Eh,
So
c'est la vie.
unfortunately,
It is
yeah.
what it is, man. But no,
Look
these
at Advance Wars, man.
that man. I never got that Donkey
Konga.
Kong.
I played it at Best Buy.
How was it?
It's weird.
It was weird. Yeah, I never
Yeah.
played it.
Geist. This game ended up being crap, but it was a Nintendo published title.
Oh,
The
really?
First-person shooter.
Wow. Never played it.
So did Nintendo publish it? I think it did.
I don't know.
GBA baby.
Baby. Mario Pinball.
Mario Pinball.
Dang, dude.
Mario
That's
Golf.
such an interesting time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so yeah, they probably use YouTube's music only sort of.
I don't know how old this video is, but
I mean, I don't know.
did they even have that back then?
I don't know. We're YouTubers. So we don't-
YouTubers like that.
All right.
Whoa. Is that the cat?
Yeah, that was the cat. The cat totally just
did
went
she
ahead
do?
and knocked over my controller, which went ahead and knocked over my my camera a little bit. That's okay.
Nice.
That's okay.
Can I still see you?
Yeah, you can still see
Well, I
me.
still see
can
you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine.
Yo, look at Tales of Symphonia, though, before it even came out.
Wow, dude. Killer 7. There we go.
Yeah. That was part of the Capcom 3.
Yeah.
Killer 7, Resident Evil 3, and Beautiful Joe.
Mm-hmm.
They were exclusive to the GameCube.
You know, I never played Beautiful Joe.
It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, oh, you don't play games, so...
Yeah, I don't. I don't play games at all.
I never got to play Baten Kaitos either, and I heard that was a good game.
Mm-hmm.
A good RPG.
Oh my god,
Terminator
Terminator 3. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
That was a good movie.
It was. It was my favorite book, actually, out of all of them.
Yeah.
Beautiful Joe 2. There we go.
2. That's a typo. It's never been a 2.
I know.
EA
Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, dude.
There's Madden.
There was clearly less emphasis on sports games back then, even though they sold very well.
Eh. Tiger Woods.
Let's go, Reggie!
I freaking love it, man.
I miss this guy, man.
He's at GameStop.
What we've talked about today
True.
are can't-miss
Just being
products for
facetious, dude.
Nintendo GameCube and Game Boy Advance. Games you'll be playing very soon. But there's something else in our future.
I know that a lot of the portable gamers that we have.
Is that EB
and
Games?
there's millions of them.
I think the dual
Could
screen
be.
is going to be amazing. It's about changing the way you play.
I think that the dual screen is the next leap forward. It looks like it could be a really neat concept. It's two screen systems, never been done before. Well, I think everybody else is going to have to catch up.
All my friends are talking about the dual screen coming out, and I can't wait for it to come out. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it. Uh-oh. Is he gonna? Yep, he's gonna.
Well,
Yep.
the wait is over. This
missed this
is
shit.
Nintendo DS.
This was the reveal, man. Of the second best-selling console in the world.
That is
Over 100-something
insane.
million units sold. Look at that thing. That was huge. This was like, whoa! They're talking about the Advance dominating,
From
and
the
here's their
time we
next
announced
handheld?
its code
Yeah.
name, you've known these initials to represent the most obvious feature, dual screen.
Dual screens.
But that's not what the initials stand for to us. DS has a much larger and more relevant meaning. DS, Developer's System. In creating DS, we've given the world's most talented game makers new tools to work with, new ways to express their imaginations, and of course, in the end, new enjoyment for all of us. The result is this. DS not only changes Nintendo, it changes our industry.
It really did, though.
You'll
Dude,
find
that is-
Nintendo DS represents a brand new way for players to relate to their games and to each other. Listen to the experts.
Nintendo came down and presented the DS platform.
I
to us
love
just about
look
a
at
month
this.
or so.
It's so
I
retro.
think
So
everyone was
retro,
in
man.
shock.
When I told the functions of DS to our creators, they were very excited and eager to work on new development. They really liked DS.
The introduction of Nitro, or the DS, is going to allow us to take handheld gaming to the next level.
The history of the platform in the last 10 years is that improvements were made on only certain functions.
I don't think he's a president anymore, it's
It
crazy,
has been
is
a
he?
long time
No, I don't think so
since
either.
the platform itself changed radically.
With the DS, I think they set the next standard across the board for all kinds of things.
Majesco.
Going to generate such a new way of playing games that is going to generate automatically more emotion, more excitement, and more fun for the player, which is basically what we are here for.
Things will totally change. We will think anew what we want to express and what kind of things we want players to enjoy using this platform. We're
cool.
expecting to change the contents of the
They did
game.
come up with some
how to
really cool
play the
games on
game,
there.
And how to
Oh
make
yeah,
the game.
man.
The Roll Ends with
The
You being one
DS
of them.
will continue Nintendo's great success
Fuck Konami.
in the handheld.
They didn't give a shit about. Well,
It's
I don't
very
know.
innovative
Back then, but
technology
now
that
it's
is
different.
clearly focused on immersing the consumer into the gaming experience.
As a whole, the development community already understands what's going on here. I like to think of it like buying a car. Admit it, your left brain looks at a vehicle in terms of the numbers. What's the horsepower, the towing capacity, the 0 to 60? That's our competitor's approach. But your right brain is different. There's only one question out there. Sitting behind the wheel, where will this baby take me? In other words,
I like
do you
that.
want to go just a little bit faster down the same streets you've always driven, or down a new road to places you've never seen before?
Oof.
That's the difference with Nintendo DS.
Reggie, sell me.
Let me explain how this new journey
I love
can
it.
happen. Up to now, most of what the world knows about DS are those two screens. Today, it's my privilege to tell you the rest of the story.
Let's go.
But let's start with the two screens. Each is programmable in 2D or 3D.
Each?
The choice is up to the game designer.
That
This
changed.
opens a wealth of
Unless he's talking
options
about 3D modeling.
For the developers.
No, 3D polygons.
And they're totally
Yeah.
Remember, they're
excited
handheld
about it.
before that was the Game Boy Advance.
Touche, touche.
The 3D quality.
I thought he
is
meant like
simply
3D
beautiful.
visuals, but then I'm like,
No.
no, it's a 2D.
Most of you remember
Yeah.
how you felt the first time you saw Super Mario 64
Super
on
Mario.
Nintendo 64. It was a breakthrough that took
huge,
the
man.
industry
Yeah,
by
dude.
storm. But this is Nintendo DS
Probably see if I
action
can find a copy.
playing on our new portable system, just as you'll see it on the
I
show
missed so many
floor tomorrow.
gems in N64.
Isn't it exciting?
So many gems, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, then Mario sees himself in Nintendo DS, and he feels like flying. Now, how exactly do these screens get used? Well, again, it's developer's choice. But for starters, one character can stand 2 panels high, or take 2 different perspectives of the same battle, or monitor constantly available maps and menus. Here's a brand new Metroid game playing on Nintendo
Is that
DS.
Prime Hunters?
Yeah, Metroid Prime Hunters.
Yeah. The controls on that thing are
Metroid
actually
love,
pretty
man.
good. Well, dude,
Yeah,
it's-
yeah.
The same way you'll be playing it tomorrow.
It wasn't always like that, man.
No.
They played tomorrow.
People are so excited. I love it.
Targeting and shooting now moves beyond buttons. Just tap the screen where you want to fire. Metroid's missions have always been nerve-wracking, but now they're non-stop because all of your map positioning and weapons changes are done on the fly.
It's so
Just
freaking awesome,
awesome.
man. Ah, the control scheme was just
But
so
these
precise,
are
man.
just the first of 2s that define DS. Let's move on to the next pair. 2 media bays. One accommodates DS software.
And the Game Boy
easily
Advance
holding
backwards
games
compatible.
With 1 gigabit of data
This.
and well beyond.
I love it,
The
man.
other plays all of your favorite GBA games.
Insane, man.
I love it, man. I wish like more
That's
companies would
right.
do this.
Backward compatibility means
different era.
an instant
Yeah, man.
library of over 500 titles.
Companies are worried
And
about
it
selling software
also
now.
welcomes a
Yeah.
host
Or
of
reselling it,
different
rather.
accessories
Yeah, than
Nintendo as
hardware.
well.
to enrich
Yeah.
your game experience.
Times have changed.
Next, consider the most exciting 2 for game players. 2 incredible new forms of player control. This is where the connection to your game really changes. The first is touchscreen, responding to either a stylus or to your fingertip.
It's so
It's
freaking cool, man.
transformative. Whether you're inputting data onto a software keyboard or actually changing the direction or viewpoint of your gameplay, it's truly unique. The combination of 2 screens and touchscreen stands to reinvent gameplay. You can only find this on Nintendo. You can only feel this on Nintendo. And besides touch, there's talk. The built-in microphone can be married to voice recognition programs.
That's awesome.
That means your voice and only your voice can control the play.
I don't think that was used very much,
touch
though.
and voice opens vast new realms of game interaction. If you're looking for the future of gaming, look at the interface. Finally, my favorite 2, dual wireless capability. The first is
Wi-Fi.
a proprietary application that allows up to 16 people to play and communicate
Local
together.
play.
The range extends up to 100 feet. Think
Damn,
about
100
different
feet.
seats in an office,
those...
a lecture hall, an airplane. Who says they can't all become connected playgrounds?
But it was the
And with
DSi that
Nintendo
first
DS,
introduced
local
internet
wireless
connectivity, yeah?
takes on a whole new definition.
I don't think so. Was it?
Specifically, imagine
Could be
instant
wrong.
chat and draw transmitted exactly
think you're right,
like
actually.
you created in your handwriting.
Let us
Your
know in the
little
comments
works of art
below.
will look the same way on other screens as they do on your own. And DS will even connect for you, springing to life from sleep mode once you're in range of someone else transmitting in group format.
It's cool, man.
But what if your friend is more than a few feet away?
Oh.
Say, a few time zones away.
Oh.
No problem.
Oh,
Yeah,
there you go. There you go.
I'm like, you made me question myself. I'm like, that was a big selling point of the DS, man.
Wi-Fi means you can connect via the net. It's beyond online. It's no line.
Dude, so good.
Yeah.
This
In
shit was
all,
ahead of its time.
This machine truly is transformative. It changes how you connect to your games and to each other. There's no reason to take my word for it. Instead, listen again to the developers who are already working on it. Their eyes are fixed firmly on the game horizon, mapping entirely new routes with Nintendo DS.
It's so freaking cool, man.
Yeah, I think this thing, I mean, that's the reason why it's the
We
number
look at
2
the
best-selling
Nintendo
console
DS
ever.
as the next
Yeah.
generation portable game.
THQ.
It's more advanced, fully 3D.
President and
2 screens allow
CEO.
for
Yeah, I'm
new
sure he cares
mechanic.
about this.
I think the brighter display, and I think this new memory format
He might, though.
is really going to set
Chief
the
technology
standard for
officer.
Look at
how
him, 10 dogs, man.
handheld devices are going to be created in the future.
What I like best
Sega.
is the touch
Yuji
panels.
Naka.
The idea
Wow.
of just touching is wonderful.
Yeah.
The idea
It's
of
the touch
touching is just
panels that
wonderful,
make
man.
things easier.
Yo, look at
The games that took a very
Ishihara.
complicated
He's still
operating
around.
system
Oh,
and
yeah,
input
dude.
system may be more player-friendly by using touch panels. The function will enable us to try more interesting things.
And one of the most exciting parts of playing video games is competing with your friends and your family, and to be able to compete with a live person is just ultimately the most exciting part of a product. The fact that a format like Nintendo DS supports that kind of multiplayer is tremendous because it really allows games to get to the next level.
We can use 4 screens. when
Oh
playing
my
games.
god,
Maybe
dude.
even 6 screens
Yeah.
or 8 screens. The number of screens increases rapidly, and that
He's
kind of
no longer at
possibility
Capcom.
of expansion makes us excited.
The developer
How much times have
opportunities are right now
Yeah, man.
what's really driving
Different
our
era.
creativity
Seriously,
in
all together,
studios.
man.
How are we going to use the wireless? What can we do with 2 screens? What about the touch screen? That's really focusing our game designers on trying to build games in an entirely new way.
Reggie.
What you've heard and what you've seen don't begin to tell the DS story. You can't start to appreciate it until you get your hands on one starting tomorrow. And even then, it's just a start. The benefits of DS will be rolling out for months and years following launch. And when will that launch come? We're targeting a release of Nintendo DS in both Japan and America this year.
Dang.
How long has it been since they reveal a console and they're like, oh, it's coming out this year?
Australia
Right?
in the first quarter of next year.
Well, I guess Sony's
It will
doing it.
come to the market.
We all saw
It will
that.
come to the market with a new name and at an affordable price. On the show floor tomorrow, you'll see a wide range of
How much is the
demonstrations.
DS?
Many
The
of
DS
them,
now?
in fact, will become
No, how
retail
much was it back then?
software.
On
I don't
release?
know. I don't know.
I think it was
The
150.
change that DS represents, and indeed all of the new Nintendo, is happening under the leadership of our worldwide president, Mr. Satoru Iwata. Please join me in welcoming him.
Rest in peace, man.
Seriously.
Dude, under Iwata, both the DS and the Wii launched, which are Nintendo's most successful consoles, and he helped the development of the Switch. Like, fucking nobody else like him.
Thank you. Nintendo was proud when we introduced the plus key switch with the NES instead of arcade joysticks. Proud of two-player gaming with the NES and four-player gaming on Nintendo 64. Proud of that analog joystick and the Rumble Pack and True 3D. We are proud we established portable gaming with Game Boy. All these advances are now industry standards, all make us proud. But I think we are most proud of this. All of
He was
those
very happy with
innovations
that.
changed games, and so will Nintendo DS. DS is not simply new. It's not just more functions or higher specs. It is different.
Yep.
Of course, Nintendo DS is not the only change in our future. That same word, different, also defines our approach for our next home system. It won't simply be new. It won't simply include new technologies. Better technology is good, but technology is not enough. Today's consoles already offer fairly photorealistic expressions.
Oh, man.
Simply beefing up those graphics will not let most of us see a difference. So what should a new machine do? For both game creators and game players, new machine needs to do much more. They must offer an unprecedented play experience, something no other machine has delivered before.
Literally the beginnings of the Wii.
The definition of a new machine must be different. I want you to know that Nintendo is working on our next system, and that system will create a gaming revolution.
Oh my
Internal
God.
game development is underway. When the impact of the new home machine comes, our revolution will be there.
Revolution is.
Was it not?
I suppose I could give you a list of our technical specs. I believe you'd like that, but I won't for a simple reason. They really don't matter.
Oh, man.
Nope. They don't matter.
I love that, man.
The time when horsepower alone made an important difference is over. From this time
He really
on,
did believe
we
that.
must create something
It's true,
more
though.
unprecedented experiences, the same way we have with Nintendo DS. So let me repeat. Work on Revolution is well underway.
Nintendo Revolution,
When
that was a
you
code name.
see
Yeah.
it, you will be excited because you will experience a gaming revolution. And with Nintendo DS, video games will be changed. This week, I invite you to enjoy the great new experiences we are creating for Nintendo GameCube and Nintendo Game Boy Advance, and of course, the wonderful new Nintendo DS. Thank you very much.
Wow, dude.
Crazy, right?
Wow.
Like, we live in an era nowadays where, yeah, teraflops do matter for pushing certain technologies, but the way you play games is still the same.
Thank you, Mr. Iwata. I hope you've all enjoyed our program this morning. But before you leave, I'd like you to step inside one more world for Nintendo GameCube.
What is this? Is this Twilight Princess? Yeah. The one more thing I remember, dude.
This fucking trailer. I'm getting goosebumps.
I know,
oh my
me too.
fucking God.
Me too, man. This is what everybody wanted Wind Waker to be, and don't get me wrong, Wind Waker is like amazing, but
this is what they wanted.
This is what they wanted, and I enjoyed it.
Horseback riding combat, like.
Oof. Oh man, look at that. Oh yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yes. Oh man.
You can't hear it right now, but the crowd. There we go.
Yeah.
They were losing their shit.
Yeah, man. Oh, Miyamoto.
I'm not Link, but I do know him. Even after 18 years, the Legend of Zelda never stops changing. And this game is no different. We are now taking you to a world where Link has grown up, a world where he will act different and look different. In order to grow, Link must not stand still. And neither can I. So, thank you.
I love it, man.
Goodbye.
I love it,
man. This was such a big friggin' deal. Ugh.
Jesus Christ, man.
Like, I'm telling you, like, if you look up, because somebody has like a video of the actual crowd reaction,
Right.
it's insane.
Oh, I
People
believe
flipped,
it.
and when
Ladies and
Miyamoto came
gentlemen,
out,
I've spent my entire career marketing products to teens and 20-somethings. And I learned a long time ago, there's no BSing that audience. They want great
That's what he's
product,
like this.
and they want
Yeah.
great value. They want cutting edge, and they want legendary. They want the best of the past, and they demand what's absolutely right now. Nintendo is delivering all of that. Zelda, Capcom's Resident Evil, Pokemon, Mario, and Nintendo DS all boost the momentum we're carrying into this E3 through the rest of this year and well beyond. We're giving players what they want for both GameCube and Game Boy Advance, and they're rewarding us with more market share. Funny how that works. As you've seen, Nintendo DS is not standing still. As a 10th serious competitor decides to make a run at Game Boy, DS raises the bar on portable gaming before they even get started.
shit, man.
Nintendo DS
Dude.
is a third way to play. It defines its own category. It reinvents portable entertainment, and so will Nintendo's revolution. I hope if we've done anything, it's to show you that this is a new day for Nintendo. We remain all about the game, all about the gamer, or in other words, all about you. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Wow, dude. Freaking wow.
What a conference, huh?
What a completely different Nintendo. If I'm honest with you.
They were not playing games, man.
No.
They were competing. They
Yeah.
were at this time in the gaming history, right?
Yeah.
Nintendo was actually trying to compete for a place within the rivalry.
Right.
And that changed. After the Wii came out, they realized, wait, we have our own market. We have our own place that we can just beat us. And you see that change after that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
during this era, man, the early 2000s, yeah, well, early to mid 2000s.
Right.
Good stuff, man. And
Yeah.
that conference was legendary for how it began, the
Mhm.
introduction of the DS, and that ending. Like, you remember how big the Wind Waker reveal was. People were pissed.
Oh yeah, because they,
Like, it
they
was big for the
wanted
wrong
more
reasons.
of Ocarina, more of Majora's Mask. Like they wanted more of that photorealistic take on things.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Like when they went ahead and they like they showed that, people were like, but then Twilight Princess comes out and it was like, wah! It was just so cool.
And
Man.
it's funny to say this, but I think Wind Waker is regarded as a better game than Twilight Princess overall.
I agree. If I'm honest with you.
It's just hindsight, man. Like, I mean, that's we can also go into like the Zelda cycle. Like fans apparently like will crap on the latest game, but then will love the one that came before, and it just repeats ad nauseum. Like,
Oh yeah.
Wind Waker happened, Twilight Princess, then Skyward Sword happened, then Twilight Princess was great. Then Breath of the Wild comes out, and you're like, oh, we missed a dungeon of Twilight or of Skyward Sword. It's just like it literally just happens every time.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know, man. I can appreciate and I love the approach that Nintendo, like from there, took to today's standard. I guess would be the best, because like you're right in the sense that like back then they were still competing. That was like their shtick. They were still competing to like stay on point and make sure that they're like relevant. But here we are. I feel like Iwata's like approach towards it being like, you don't need the specs.
No, you need to be different.
You just
that's all
need
he
to be
wanted
different.
to do. 'Cause
And
you look at what happened before. Look what came before Iwata was president, and look what came after.
Yeah.
You had traditional gaming systems,
Yeah.
and then Iwata becomes president, and you get the DS. A few years later, you get the Wii.
The Wii.
A few years later, you get a Wii U, which again was marketed really poorly, but it was still a really good novel concept that ended up being the Switch.
Yeah.
All those 4 consoles was due to Iwata's thinking of how do we do things differently. You know, that honestly, I mean, I don't want to sound too hyperbolic here, but I feel like Iwata genuinely changed and possibly even saved Nintendo, because even though they were doing pretty good numbers, they were also not doing as good as they could have been.
Yeah.
The GameCube being like, I don't even know how, like the Switch already surpassed the GameCube in sales.
Oh yeah.
I think it only ended up hitting like 30 or 33 million units, something like that. So,
I mean, I don't know, man. I just like the fact that they took this approach because of Iwata.
Indeed.
Like, and I'm sure before I don't want to like get too deep into it, but the Wii U had to happen in order for the Switch to happen.
absolutely, they
Like-
have to have, like, the Wii U was probably their biggest failure besides the Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
In terms of sales, because I mean, how many did it sell? Like 15 million units, something like that.
Something like
It
that.
wasn't
yeah.
a lot. It wasn't
Yeah.
a lot.
I mean, the Switch surpassed it in like less than a year, I think.
Yeah. So, you know, the Wii U, you're right. It did have to happen because it showed them that they needed to do something. They needed to be more open.
Right.
If the Wii U had been marketed as what it was, right? Like an HC console that you could have that like tablet controller, it would have done better. Had they named it not the friggin' Wii U,
Yeah.
maybe the Wii 2 or hell, Wii HC, I don't know. But you're right. It had to happen. They had to have that essential failure in order to have that incredible success they've had with the Switch.
Yep.
So.
No, I totally 100% agree with you, man. Like that's just how it is. I don't know. There's no other way that I can like go about it. That's just how it is. So I don't know, man.
sure.
But that's awesome. I'm glad that I got to see this because I missed out on it. Like 100%. I wish that I hadn't. I wish that I had actually, you know, but back then I was a different gamer.
I mean, yeah, and it was really hard to watch this. The only way that I even watched this was there was a DVD that GameStop or maybe EB Games was selling. It was called the E3 Access Future of Video Games. That's the only way you could see it because, I mean, YouTube wasn't around.
No.
And maybe you could find raw videos online, but it was really hard to do so. So I bought this DVD and they had all the conferences. And I mean, I remember watching this and just being fucking blown away. Like, whoa, this is insane.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's back then. It was just way more difficult, and you know, for me, most of the information that I got was from the internet. and from
Or magazines,
Yeah, I was gonna say magazines is like the other way that I like Nintendo Power or like pretty much anything.
EGM, man, was mine. Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Yeah, man. But dude, I'm glad that things are a little bit more accessible today in comparison to how it was back then.
No, it absolutely is, dude.
Oh man. But no, man, I'm excited for the future. Like looking at where Nintendo came from and looking at the horizon. I don't know. Hopefully, Nintendo doesn't change and stays that pink elephant in the room and just continues to go, because I love it, man. I love it.
I genuinely think they will stay the pink elephant in the room.
I love it, dude, because it's just like Nintendo just doesn't give a fuck.
Nope,
they don't care
wholeheartly. They don't care. They don't bring out the competition anymore.
No.
They don't really talk about it. It's just like, this is what we have, and come tune in.
Yep,
You know?
and that's it. Here's our stuff. Enjoy it. We don't have to be the most powerful. I mean, dude, I was playing Luigi's Mansion 3 the other day, and I was talking to my wife. I was like, it's insane that this underpowered system can produce
like
such an amazing game. Like
It looks
I don't know.
fantastic.
I'm
Luigi's Mansion 3 looks really good.
It's like it's an amazing feat, and that only gets me excited even more so for like the future of the console. So
yeah,
I don't know, man. But
I'm with you.
But yeah, that was fun, man. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. You're welcome. You know, maybe we'll do more retro reactions either later down the line or maybe during this Summer of Games Fest, because we don't have E3.
Yeah, we don't.
So what better way to really, enjoy the hype of E3 than looking at the past and reliving some of the best moments of E3?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Aside from that, I mean, any other closing thoughts?
No. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If
Yes,
you've never seen this E3 conference, we hope you really enjoy it. It's a good thing to look back at history and where gaming came from, because it was a very different time.
Totally.
The console wars were raging during this time, the early 2000s, mid 2000s, and even though it kind of sort of got better, I feel like there's a whole new generation of gamers now that are going into this next generation, and like there's gonna be like this new like Gen Z console war going on with the PS5 and the Series X.
Yeah.
And the Switch is still gonna sell amazingly. So
I agree.
If you've enjoyed this, let us know in the comments as usual. Like, comment. Wait, I already said comment, so disregard that. I'm being a shill and poorly at it, mind you. But subscribe and hit the little bell.
Yes.
The little bell helps, and bloody blah blah blah.
Yeah. Oh man. So
Discord.
anyways, yeah. Oh yeah, Discord and Patreon and YouTube memberships and all that stuff. So anyways, guys, I guess that's pretty much it. We will see you on the next one, and I guess deuces.
Good job. Bye, guys.
Deuces. Ciao.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you want to see more and stay up to date, subscribe, hit the little bell, and join our Discord.
If you want to support the channel, please check out our Patreon or hit the join button below. As always, thanks for your support and thanks for watching.